The first human being
Yeah.
who drives is a woman. Yeah, and then now the popular thing is podcast, right? The first human being
Yeah.
who drives is a woman. Yes.
Oh,
And without women, the whole car industry wouldn't exist.
it's not Henry Ford.
No. So they say the person who invented the car is Carl Benz,
Yeah.
right? Mercedes-Benz, Carl
Yeah,
Benz.
Carl Benz.
But back then they were not called Mercedes-Benz. They were called Benz and C,
Okay.
this company. So this guy is an inventor, so he invented the car, but he believed it is of no use.
Oh.
Really?
Okay.
Because horses can ride anywhere.
Yeah.
Horses will just eat some grass by the side of the road
Yeah.
and then can carry on their way, right? Cars need gasoline. Where do I get gasoline?
Oh, yeah,
I can only
okay,
buy
it's
it
not
from some
accessible,
chemical
yeah.
plant.
True.
There's no such thing as petrol station and all that, right? So we just put it there. Like how usually
It's kind of
genius
like what we're
inventors
saying
would
about electric cars today.
do. Yeah.
Right?
But his wife, Bertha Benz, you know, women when they are determined, they go all out without thinking much, right? Bertha Benz is like, I don't care what my husband says, I'm going to
Right.
convince people his invention works. And during the process of doing it, right, he ran out of money. The wife sold all her dowry.
Oh, I don't know
The
any
wife
of this.
sold
Yeah,
all
okay.
her dowry to support the husband into the creation of this first car in
Car,
the
yeah,
world. And then she's not happy that her husband just leave it in the workshop or whatever after building it.
Yeah.
She took it out without her husband's knowledge,
Yeah.
asked the kids to come up, and she drove 100 kilometers
Oh my god. Wow.
through villages and all
Yeah,
that
to
prove to
showcase,
people.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know this.
it's a woman, and we have women to thank for the car industry.
Yeah.
Because-
Ah.
Yes.
Wow.
And she discovered her husband is
This
an idiot.
story is like barely told by Mercedes or
Yeah, in a way. I mean, of course, Mercedes did try to tell it,
Yeah,
but every time I tell this to women who proclaim
You're a bit
that,
shocked.
oh, we have nothing to do with cars is a guy thing, then I'll bring this up.
Yeah, I validate. I'm a very good driver. I parallel park very well.
Oh, my wife as well.
Yeah, right?
She was like, why people have this notion that, oh, women can't
Yeah,
drive, right?
yeah.
I think it's something that it's just like a kid, oh, I'm bad in maths.
Yeah, that's
Alright. So what car do you drive now? Your own car?
Yeah, I drive a Volvo XC60. So I switched
nice.
to this like hybrid. Oh, I love it. And, you know, you drive around and it's completely quiet and it's smooth. I like the electric ride a lot more. So I will try to charge it every night. And then my petrol consumption is like once a month I have to pump petrol. It's crazy compared to the old days when every week you're running into a petrol station, right?
I do that every week.
Yeah, you do.
I do my weekend drives.
Yeah.
But so your usage will be home office.
Yeah,
right?
mostly,
That's what you can
but no, I get about 30 kilometers on an electric charge. It's enough. Like, within KL, it's not, I don't have to go on highways very much. So then you can always recharge, right? But nowadays, I'm seeing a lot more shopping malls with the electric charge points. But it's so frustrating because you need an app. There's no signal.
Yeah.
It's like, they don't do it like in a conducive way, or they'll have it all back, you know. You have to find the security guards to be able to pull it down, and it's just, that part is what frustrates me. But the rest of it, I love it. Before I was driving a Volkswagen Tiguan, and it's a very smooth drive, but an electric car, you just feel like you're like sneaking in.
When it goes into electric mode, like that smoothness.
Yeah. But sometimes I drive out here, right? But people don't have any idea you're behind them. So you have no choice, but you have to honk, right? And then they jump, and I'm like, that's, when you think about electric, you're like, yeah, okay, that's where the issue is. UI, UX, right? For pedestrians, they have no idea you're coming behind them.
Yeah, that's why the new cars, they must emit some sound.
Yeah.
Underneath the car. The electric cars, they have some sound going on. And you mentioned something about the car cooling itself.
Okay, so the amazing part, I don't know how it happens, but every time I park the car, so in front of my office, we park under the sun, you know, we park on those street sides. No matter how long you park there, you come back out, your car is not a hot box. Something about it. And then I realized things like when I leave the sunroof open, as the car heats up, you'll know how to close itself, even if the engine's off, right? But I know I've been told there's other features as to how it does it, but I have no idea how it actually happens.
But I'm sure your car is tinted as well, right?
It's tinted, yeah. Of course,
Okay.
in Malaysia, I think a lot of us tint, right?
So, I mean, of course the tinting helps.
Yeah.
But not just the tinting. Volvo actually, every time you park the car, after a while, it will pump out all in-car cabin air.
Oh.
It will recycle the air.
Recycle.
Yes, it pushes all the air out and then sucks in new air.
Okay, so that's why you don't have that stale hot box.
Okay, and you also got a new car recently,
Yes,
right?
we did. Yeah.
The BMW iX.
Yeah, completely electric. I tell you, sometimes we turn it on and we're like, is it on? At least with the Volvo, because there's the engine. So it's a very soft sound, but you once you get used to it, you know it's on, right?
Yeah.
But for i7, we're like, are we moving? Are we going to move or not? You know?
Yeah.
Even trying to open the door.
Yeah.
First day, I was like, my family were driving and I was sitting in the backseat. I was like, so how do I open the door? I don't know how to get out.
It's just so different from...
Yeah. It doesn't feel like a car, actually, when you get in. It feels more like...
Okay, I get what you mean.
Right?
It's like a cubicle that is comfortable with a lot of lights, a lot
Yes.
of controls you can do stuff with, and it moves.
Yes.
Right.
There's too many functions, yeah.
Even me, as a motoring journalist,
Yeah.
right? I went up, I was like, okay, I know it's intimidating for most people,
Yeah.
but even for me, I was trying to look through stuff, right? The learning curve is...
It's quite steep, right? Yeah.
The learning curve is steep. So you also drive this car as per how you use your XC60. You're still keeping your Volvo?
Yeah, still keeping my Volvo. So I drive my XC60 a little bit more now as I'm just adjusting. You know, it's like changing phones.
So you got a car recently. I'm sure you've done. I don't think you sound like those people who will go like, oh, please go and do coating on my car, all the wrapping the exterior and all that.
What I do for sure, all my cars I drive is the tinting. The important one is because of security. So it actually happened to me before where the car in front of me was robbed.
You witnessed it?
Yeah, I witnessed it right in front of me in Publica. You know, there's a traffic light, and the car in front of me, the motorbike didn't spot and just slams through the window. And there's actually passengers holding her hand back there. And the guy used a hammer or something, knocked it in, and used his helmet, knocked the rest, and grabbed the bag out of her hand. So obviously when the light turns green, everyone started moving, but they were so stunned they didn't. So I had to drive around. And you literally drive around, the woman is still sitting there going, like she had no idea what's going on. So I think tinting is one of the main things that we
Especially
always
those with
add on.
protection, right?
Yes, with protection. My own brother's car was also robbed.
Yeah, for me as well, tinting is the most important thing.
Right?
But sometimes I felt car makers, right? They could have added it.
So I used to live in the US. So in the US, the car makers don't even add the reverse camera. It comes without a reverse camera. So, you know, you go back and you don't think of it because it's so natural. Every car has it here. So actually one time my brother just reversed straight into a pillar. Because you forget that, you know, you're in a place where, and then they have this company in the US. I don't know if you've heard of it. They call it bumper mats.
Okay.
So you'll see it on a lot of nice cars. Yeah. And then they hang like a rubber mat, like a trapo kind of mat out.
Yeah.
So because when people parallel park, they bump into each other to adjust. Because they have no cameras, no sensors in the back. Crazy, right?
But that's the thing. I mean, I understand manufacturing, automotive manufacturing, right? It's scary when you understand how cheap things are when it comes to manufacturing at a large scale.
Yeah.
They're adding something like a tin, which costs a couple of thousands. The tint alone can be more expensive than their infotainment system by cost-wise.
Okay.
A lot of people, I mean, I'm sure if you have anything to do with manufacturing, you will understand that
Every
you
little
have
bit
scale, everything,
yeah.
right? So it's impossible for them to add this in.
But in Malaysia, don't most people add some sort of a tint?
Yeah, everybody does.
Everybody does, right?
But just now we were talking about car makers, you know.
Yeah.
They design their cars, you know. Why wouldn't they include it at the first place, right? But to explain to other people or explain to you, when it comes to manufacturing, that's a huge chunk of cost if they were to add it in. So we have to do it
But ultimately, if everyone in our, cars are also assembled here. If everyone's going to end up doing it, they might as well add a package, like a add-on.
Yeah, so they turn it to retail.
Yeah.
Like when you buy a car, like when you buy your
Yeah.
Volvo, they may be partnered with certain brands.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them partner with GlasTec.
Yeah.
Then it just happened.
The minute you buy it, it goes straight to GlasTec and it gets tinted out. Yeah.
All right. So, do you do any like dark protection tinting?
I don't. I am a bit more. I drive around a lot at night, so roadblocks are quite common. So I think it's not very legal, right?
Yeah.
So
But now the rear windows, you can do it.
you can do it, right? I like the sun actually. So I'm a diver, so I go out diving a lot, and I love sitting in the sun. During MCO, it's crazy because you're indoors the whole time.
Yeah.
I have to go sit by my window and kind of like look for the, And my mom had to be like, why don't you just sit in the car? At least there's a tint there. It protects, your house window doesn't have it. And I'm like trying to get a tan like that. You're going to get
I used to have really dark tint. Then I realized as I get older,
Cannot see.
night vision, I prefer lighter tint now.
Yeah.
And I also noticed another thing: when people can't see you, you can't smile and say thank you.
That's true. Or when you're angry.
No, I don't. Yeah. About your car, your iX, the new one, you have an app. Again, another app, but that app can help you turn on the air conditioning while your car is parked, while the car is locked.
Yes. Before you arrive.
Yeah, you can even set time and all that. So the BMW, in this sense, BMW is quite advanced.
Yeah.
And of course, they also have what type of feature. I'm not sure if the salesman will tell you. Like touch wood, if you were to go into an accident or whatnot, your car will sense it and will inform emergency
BMW.
services.
Okay.
If the airbags
Deployed.
come out, the car will call you. Someone will call you and ask, is everything okay?
Yeah.
If you don't respond, they will call emergency services, send your GPS location, and someone will come. Or if you're driving at night, you notice a car following you. I mean, you can call the police, but if the police ask you where are you, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But you can use that feature. The feature, that person will know where you are and can help you alert.
And they'll, I deploy.
BMWs, they have this, which is something very good also.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming here, sitting and talking to me about this. So I hope you know, without women, the car industry won't exist.
Yeah, I really didn't know. I'm going to go back, and tell people this. This is crazy. I had no idea at all.
And I even talk about, there's so much to talk about when people say that, every time BMW celebrated their 100-year anniversary, and then Mercedes will come out with a message that say that, thanks for accompanying us for this 100 years. The first 30 years was lonely, Mercedes said that. But if they were to study, the founders of the current Mercedes-Benz were actually employees of the founders of BMW. Yeah, just that BMW took the year 1916 as their formation date. But if they count back the way Mercedes count back, they went back 20 years earlier than Mercedes. Because the Mercedes-Benz that we know now was incorporated in 1926.
So it's actually not Ford that was the first one.
Ford was the first one who developed the linear manufacturing system.
Oh, okay.
Factories, one person doing one thing.
Yep.
They invented that. So that drastically pulled down the prices of cars.
Right.
Back then, car making is about a few engineers, machining parts to put up a car together at one station.
Okay.
So like a few men, one car like that.
Doing one by one. Yeah.
Ford was the one who created the manufacturing system. And before there were petrol cars, there were electric cars.
Yeah, because electricity came first.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that we're actually reverting back, right? But petrol is more efficient at that point, right?
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
All right.
Learned so much today.
Thank you so much. So I hope the interview isn't too long. Thank you so much.
Fine. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you.